second video, we'll talk about shooting on the run. Shooting on the run is one of the hardest things to do in the game. A false perception is that only time that this happens is from the midfield, but I've learned in my many years of playing that it happens a lot from the attack standpoint when dodging down the alley. So in this set, we're going to talk about shooting on the run. We're going to incorporate everything we learned from the first video and add a few more steps. For this drill, the setup, pretty simple. You have 2 feeders on the outside. Ideally, you have 2 shooters in it, but for the sake of teaching, we're only going to use me today, just 3 of us. You have 2 cones, about 7 to 10 yards apart, and the cage is set up about 5 to 7 yards off the line. It's very important to use this line because the line teaches us how to use our feet, making sure we're stepping at our target. As we get set up, we have to remember everything we did in video 1. As we're going along, we want to catch it, try and set ourselves up properly. As we cradle, we point, we open our hips, elbow high, ball will fly, elbow low, ball won't go. We have to remember that. We open those hips up, we're pushing with our top hand, pulling with our bottom hand, and we're snapping our wrist off. As we finish, we'll finish with a back pedal. That's natural movement. We'll reset at the cone. Very important not to cut to the next guy, but to sit and wait for it before you begin your next step. As we're going on the line, the reason we have the line is because when we get ready to shoot, only our front foot or pointer foot can step over until the ball's been released, and then we catch ourselves with our back foot staying in motion. So as we go through, I'll ask for the ball, we take off on the run, we step, shooting low and away, going for that low corner, reset here at the cone, I call for the ball, set back up, and I do the same thing going away. Now I've slowed up during this drill for teaching, but I'm going to pick up the speed as we go. Notice that I'm always shooting low and away, I'm shooting across my body, not shooting sidearm, coming over the top. Very important to finish with a back pedal. This simulates going down the alley. It's a little bit easier from the front of the cage because you have more to shoot at, but it'll help you in the game because when you're running, you tend to want to go towards the cage. Natural movement in lacrosse, defenders push you away, so using this line helps you to utilize that step so you're stepping across, finishing with that back pedal. Here's your help. Making the catch, low and away, snapping those wrists at the end, making sure I don't slow my steps up as I'm making a go. Ideally, we want to do about 15 of these on the run. Here's your help. Make the catch, step and let it go. I time up my steps. I'm not shooting off my back foot, which a lot of people do. It's important that if your feet aren't right, you don't slow down and step. You can continue on. There's no one that says that you have to shoot at any certain time. You can carry, over carry, you can re-dodge. That's the nice thing about having the ball, you're in control. That concludes our second video, shooting on the run. In our next video, we'll be working on the roll dodge and how to properly execute it. The roll dodge is something that can be used from any portion of the field by any position, but it's the most important dodge.